been a lot of progress that's been made in each of the meetings. We know that the four principals continue to come in to meet, and it's a very positive and optimistic sign to me, the fact that you have both senators have come in while the Senate is out of session, meaning that there is progress being made. They've identified areas that they continue to move forward on, and I think there's been a lot of messaging that has come out, not through AgriPulse, of course, but through some of the media saying that there has been progress made on the Farm Bill. And when you talk to staff and you talk to the four principals, you've got a lot of titles, whether it's credit, a lot of the research has been done, the conservation title, so noticing I'm separating that from compliance, but conservation title has pretty much come together, and so there's been quite a bit of movement, and even just today, I had the opportunity to speak with both committees, and they said, I think a lot of us continue to reiterate that SNAP is the biggest problem that is stopping this Farm Bill, and they both said, and we're not on the phone call with me at the same time, that is no longer the case. SNAP is still an issue, whether it's the overall number or whether it's work requirements, eligibility requirements. Those are things we're still working on, but basically it is the infighting and the discussion that continues among the commodity groups, and the commodity groups, that does include the National Farmers Union and the American Farm Bureau, but also more specifically those organizations that represent a single commodity. And I think the direct quote I got from one of these staff directors today was, the last 2 weeks we have spent 95% of our time discussing Title I. But both of these staff that I spoke with were very positive. Farm Bill can be done in December, and we're looking at the House going into recess somewhere around December 13th. The Senate has an additional week. They did make some breakthroughs yesterday. I'm not certain if the four principals are going to meet again today. I think what we're in is a holding pattern right now for some CBO scores to see what some of the suggestions and proposals that came out of this week are going to look like. All of us know as we sat here, and I think one of the issues we may discuss with the very, very disappointing announcement by the EPA of what it has done to our corn and commodity prices as they continue to fall, the CBO score for the Farm Bill continues to go up, and we all know we don't have as much money this year to write a Farm Bill as we did in 2008. But all that said, the four principals have come together. They've made progress in every meeting. I am going to remain the eternal optimist. I do think we can still get this done. And I think next week we'll hold a lot of information when we get these CBO scores back on some of the decisions that were made earlier today. So I do think it is possible, and progress has been made.